gonna show you how to do a 3D braid and also how to wear them, like, you know, not the ways how to wear them, but just some different ways how I like to wear them. So yeah, pretty much I'll just show you how I make a 3D braid and also 3 different ways of wearing it. 3. Yeah. So yeah, let's get started. The most difficult part of this entire tutorial is pretty much the braid itself. What I always start out with is by having my hair be a little bit wet, just so it's, you know, tighter, more holding on to itself, I guess. Yeah. Less wispy and all. And then I just make a top half and a bottom half. Make sure that they're equally thick. And then I just split those in two as well, so I have 4 strands of about equal length, or length, equal thickness, because you don't want to be halfway down the braid and then finding out that one of the strands is already pretty much gone. The first few times it will be sort of difficult to figure out how to hold the braid, or, you know, the strands of hair while braiding, but it gets easier. Just figure out what works best for you. And what I do is take the outer strand over the 2 strands next to it and twist it around the strand you end up with, so the middle strands, and then do the exact same thing on the other side. Yeah, pretty much braiding is pretty easy. The only difficulty with this braid is really just how to hold the 4 strands and to not forget at which side you are working. Actually, I find this easier if I don't think about what I'm doing. Like, if you do stuff like this, like in my experience with braiding, if you do a certain braid a couple of times, it just sort of becomes natural to do it that way, somehow. So yeah, I just braid down to the point where I can't reach any further down, and then I just hold on to it and put it over my shoulder. And do remember at which side you were, you know, braiding. And yeah, then the thing is, you need to sort of turn it around what you were doing. So instead of going over the other braids, the outer strand will now need to go below the other 2 strands and then be twisted around it. So twice below and then twist it. And then again twice below and twist it. And yeah, that's just pretty much it. It's actually a really easy braid. It's just, it seems far more complicated than it is really. But yeah, just actually really easy once you get the hang of it. And then once you're done braiding, of course, just put a hair tie around it. And yeah, then the first look is just putting decorations in it. It's just the easiest thing ever. So I have these flowers here that I once bought at Claire's years ago. They're just hair clips with flowers on them, and yeah, this is just a look that I like very much in summer and spring. A more classy version is with these pins, which are by Zenner, which just have little gemstones on them. And yeah, I think this just looks slightly more classy, and it just really, like, it looks really nice in the light, and yeah, it's another version I really like. Second version is with a hair stick. If you don't have a hair stick and you do want to try this out, you can just use a pen or whatever. But yeah, just stick it above the braid and then just, yeah, wrap the braid around it. Do make sure that the whatever hair stick or pencil you're using is actually long enough to cover the bun. And you could fasten it with bobby pins or something like that. Bobby pins, hairpins, whatever. But for me, if I really do it like this, then it'll just stay in place pretty much on its own. And then the last version, the third version, or hairstyle or whatever, is with a lot of hairpins. And pretty much I just make a headband of my own braid. You do need very long hair for this. If your hair is a little bit shorter than mine, then you can always just make 2 braids and just wrap them around your head. And just cross them at the top of your head and just pin them like that. It's a little bit more, well, not really complicated, but you will need more bobby pins for that. But it also works. And yeah, basically I just wrap it around my head, make a sort of loop at the back, and then just pin it all in place. There's no real specific way where I put all the pins, I just pretty much feel where I think I need extra strength to hold it in place, pretty much. And do try to hide the bobby pins, because yeah, it just looks nicer if you can't really see them. And what I always do, by the way, with bobby pins is I stick them through a part of the hair. Like so. And then just turn them over. I really feel like that makes them more sturdy. And yeah, that's the final hairstyle. Also actually pretty easy to do. So those were my 3 favorite ways to wear a 3D braid. I hope the videos were clear enough and that you could actually see what I was doing. If you need some more like tips and advice on, or clarification on how I did something, you can always ask and I'll obviously give you an answer. So yeah, but for now, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! Sort of hobby thing in the 90s. So anyway, I just pretty much did it for any color, and yeah.